Where has this guy been? Nah, man. No,
So you can't blame it on Atlantic?
I'm not gonna say it's all Atlantic, because dude, this don't even sound like the same rapper. When I listened to Mural, I was just like, Jesus Christ! Like, it was 9 minutes. And it didn't even feel like 9 minutes. No hooks. Just him spitting gems for 9 minutes. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, roosters don't fly and boosters don't buy. So who's powering cowards to get to the top? I was like, man, hold on. And it was just like line.
And I like when he did like the hey for the hey and then the hell did say hi, you know?
Man.
And then Queen, not Queen, like.
No, not Queen, but the white glove Queen that waved like hi. I was like
a horse in that.
Holy shit. There was enough bars in that one song to last the whole album.
Right, and that's what I was thinking.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, God damn.
That's why I kept repeating it. I couldn't even get to track 3.
Oh, I got to track 3.
I mean, I did, but eventually, but I was just like, repeat.
That ain't hip hop, man. We're back 2015. We're starting off the new year with Lupe Fiasco's Tetsuo and Youth. For me, I haven't been a fan of a Lupe project since really The Cool. Thought the last one was all right. Had some hit or miss joints, but this one right here, Tetsuo and Youth. I don't know what all that means, but I really felt like he brought it. I really feel like he brought back the Lupe that I liked. Clear lyrics, beats that match him, and him talking about just things that are happening all over America, whether it's personal with him, with Dots and Lines, and him talking about trying to get out of Atlantic and the whole music industry, or Prisoner 1 and 2, talking about being a prisoner in America and dealing with being black in America. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Some of this stuff kind of went over for me, and I haven't been able to sit with it long enough for me to like really just digest it. But the type of music that Lupe does in this album right here is something that I feel that is much needed. I always talk about balance in hip hop, but where I am personally right now with it's just not hitting me because I'm just not in that mood for it. I'm not in a personal mood to really digest what everything that Lupe is giving to me. But I understand that, what I'm saying, it's a really good album, and like I said, it's I think his best work since The Cool. But I feel kind of, I'm just not all the way into it. I'm not all the way bought in right now, but I think it's just mainly because of where I am. But overall, man, Lupe did his thing, and if you're a Lupe fan, if you could see beyond Lasers and some of those other, shaky projects, this right here, this is a really good project. You should definitely go support and check it out.
I agree with you, Raph. I do feel this is Lupe returning back to form where he was with the Food and Liquor and the Cool albums. He obviously had a severe bump in the road with Lasers and Friend of the People and all the other. Yeah, Food and Liquor too. Those were for me struggle albums for Lupe, and a lot of it has to do with a lot of the discontent that he has with Atlantic. With this one, it feels like, it almost feels like this is the final album. He knows it's the final album. They gave him free reign to do what he wanted to do just to celebrate the release of Lupe. So I think they're happy to get rid of him too, because he's been extremely problematic since he's been on the label. So, but yeah,
get this motherfucker out of here.
You can do whatever you want. Just get the hell out. And paint your mural, whatever you want to do. Get the fuck out of here.
Let their emails leak out and see what happens.
Right.
Ooh, steady talking shit about Lupe.
So in that regard, I was happy that he was able to kind of put out the album that he wanted to put out, and it was good to hear Lupe kind of go back to where he was in the beginning. So I like this album. There are a lot of songs actually on here that I like. Mural, Blur My Hands, Dots and Lines. Well, I don't know, Dots and Lines. I thought Chopper was cool. It was good to hear Buck of Psychodrama. I don't know if you guys are familiar with. Yeah, it was good to hear him back, because I don't know where he's been. Probably doing nothing. But
some of them tracks, like them set, like Mural, and then that one too, being so long, it was just kind of, but.
That was irritating as hell. Those long songs that he had on there. And it kind of almost reminded me. Remember when Too Short used to put out those albums and he would have those 8-minute, 7-minute songs?
cuts and stuff.
Yeah, man. It was like, what are you doing, Lupe? Like when I looked at the track list, I'm like, man, are you freaking serious? Do you really have an 8 and 9-minute song on here? But,
It was a mistake.
huh?
He said it was an accident. I swear to God.
fucking with me.
I swear to God, he was on Sway, and he said that he didn't tell them how long their verse is supposed to be. So everybody sent in 32 bars instead of 16, or was it 16 instead of 8? One of those numbers. You know better about bars. I think they all sent in 32 bars. And he didn't know. He can't go back and be like, well, cut your verse in half.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to see you tell Trouble. Hey, Trouble.
Yeah.
Man, Trouble be at your doorstep.
Glasses Malone.
What?
Glasses Malone. Yeah.
Glasses
Oh yeah, or Glasses Malone.
Yeah. He
Tell
got
him
a
to
lot
cut
of
your
those
verse in
dudes
half.
on that.
Wow.
So yeah, it was. He said it was an accident, but when he got it, he was like, man, fuck it. It's dope. So
Yeah, it is dope. It works. It works. It was just an annoyance for me to really see that. Maybe I read more into it than was there. I'm like, man, leave it to Lupe to sit here and put together an 8-minute song, and put it on the album. But so what about Mural and what about
No, those were
Prisoner 1 and 2? Okay,
Prisoner was technically 2 songs.
2 songs, yeah.
right, but it still ran 8 minutes long.
But I mean, if you split it,
understandable.
4.5.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Bruce, excuse me, 4 and 4. I don't everybody jumping on my math. What stupid as fuck? Told you was a fuck boy.
But overall, I think the more I listened to it, it kind of fit. It kind of gave it a cinematic feel with some of the longer songs on here, as because you had the 4 different seasons or the 3 seasons, because there wasn't one to spring. Spring just was the end of the album. So after a while, it kind of made sense and it kind of blended in with the album, and it, over time it just worked. But I did listen to it backwards just to see if there was something different. It did not, and it was confusing the shit out of me, because I know it was an interview Lupe said, because somebody asked me like, what are you trying to say with this album? Is there a message? And Lupe was like, there isn't a message. But then I'm seeing people saying that you play the album back is different, or there's Tetsuo forward and there's Youth backwards. So I'm seeing all these different theories, and I'm trying to sit here and listen like, okay, is there something to the album, Lupe, or is there not? But nah, man, overall, man, I like it. I like it. I was pleasantly surprised,
So like, how did Mural make you feel? I know you said that you felt like it was long, but did you actually like it?
No, I did like Mural.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I like that one. I like that one a lot. He was going in.
I think it was
he
just the
doing his
fact
thing.
more so that it was like so many tracks that were that long.
It was 3.
It was 3.
And then there was 6
But you can't
minutes.
count Prisoner though. Prisoner was 2 songs.
I mean, if you split it, but together
It
it's
was completely
one.
different.
I know.
2, so it's 2 songs. Y'all can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and y'all know I should. I know you're not. But I'm saying, I'm like, y'all can't really say that. Like that song, it wasn't really one song. It was the same concept.
Right.
So it's not really fair to say that was a 9-minute song.
You know what it is? When I looked at the track list and I saw 8 minutes, and then there's another one that was 8 minutes. Even though it's 2 songs, there's 8 minutes. And then there's Chopper that's 9 minutes.
Right.
And then there are other songs that's over 5 minutes. And then there's one I think that's 6 minutes. When I look at that, I'm like, God damn, you have that much to say?
It's Lupe, bruh.
Right.
I'm shut up.
It makes it. It makes it so.
That's what I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's kind of goes back to what I'm saying. Leave it to Lupe to put out songs that are this long. He would be pretentious enough to do something like that. No, I'm just. Hey,
If
look.
this was T.I., I'd be like, all right, T.I., we don't need a 9-minute T.I. song.
No,
But-
no.
He was going in.
No, and I'm not. I like the songs. I'm just saying when I saw the track list, it just annoyed me because I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on? And then you have to listen to it over and over again. I'm like, my God, but
That's the thing. Like, it's daunting. Like when I come to those, it's just like, God damn. Like I gotta sit.
we just beating up.
We are. I'm gonna just leave it. I'm gonna leave
A
it.
9-minute song is daunting.
Man.
A 9-minute song split into 2 songs is daunting. Y'all are fucking hilarious, man. Y'all funny as hell to me.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first popped this on after the summer interlude, I'm like, okay, it sounds like this is gonna be a focused, LP. And then Mural came on, and I was like, repeat. It went off again. I was like, repeat.
Damn.
It took me a minute to get away from that song because I really do love that song. That song was nice. I was like, okay, yeah, this remind me of the coolest Lupe. Like, it really put me in that state of mind. But I mean, I thought this album, of course, from his previous ones, like you said, it did give me that cinematic type of feel. Because I think it's funny with those instrumental seasons. like with each of those instrumental seasons, it kind of you kind of felt a different shift in the album each time, you know. So like when you got to fall, I think was it winter? I think it was winter. Yeah, when it got to winter, it kind of got like a little bit dark.
Yeah,
it was talking about more serious topics and everything. Yeah, I like Chopper. What you think about Terrence Martin with the body of work at the end with the saxophone solo? I thought that was dope. I mean, he threw some good instrumental elements in this album, and I was like, yo, that Terrence Martin. Because when I first heard it, I was like, is that Terrence Martin? Then I heard his little signature that one with the saxophone. I was like, oh yeah, that's Terrence Martin. I didn't even have to look at the credits to know that.
Adoration
of Magi. Yeah, I thought that was another one that I like that has some great instrumentation on there.
Was that the one that had the beat that changed up at the end? No. Was that the one with Guy Sebastian? Because there was one where the song was over.
Too that you've been shitting on.
No.
and I like Prisoner 1 and 2 because
I like the songs, guys.
I know. But to be honest with you, really, I mean, I think like Mike said, I mean, it's Lupe. It's like it's not really much to complain about, especially if the songs is dope. Like I said, I kept repeating Miro like boom, 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 boom. But Prisoner 1 and 2, I thought was pretty interesting because I picked up from it to where like he was talking about the prisoner guard kind of being jealous whenever a prisoner leaves because he's like stuck there because he works there all the time. So it was interesting how he kind of twist that up in Prisoner 1 and 2. I was like, okay, that was pretty dope. For most people that was hitting me up on Twitter, it was an album I just enjoyed. I wasn't like thinking all deep, backward stuff, all that. Just enjoy the music for what it was. I don't like that looking up stuff for an album. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for me, I guess it's video game wise. It's like having a strategy guide and you playing the game while you reading the strategy guide. Like I want to kind of pick up from the album what I think might be. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, then so be it.
Look,
so,
I'll be honest. I never would have played this shit backwards though.
I didn't
or
play
reverse
it
the track
backwards.
list.
Yeah, I didn't play it backwards, but overall, I thought this album was really nice. Like I said, my two favorite tracks was the two longest ones actually.
Did you like the Metal Gear stuff?
Yeah.
That was tight.
Yeah, I was like, man. So I thought this was a good album, man. I mean, it was like you said. I can easily say it's his best album since The Cool. He sounds very focused, and just like you said, it's because he's probably getting ready to leave Atlantic.
Sound happy as hell.
Yeah, he sounds happy. His creativeness was just everywhere on this, and I loved it. I loved it. So this was a really solid album. I liked it.
I was honestly not looking forward to listening to this album at all. Especially after all the drama I kept seeing on Twitter from Lupe. I only followed Lupe just to watch his drama. And it was just like bullshit after bullshit. And I was like, oh God. And then I was like, I don't care about this album. So I finally listened to it. And what made me really listen to it was fucking Dark One was posting up talking about Mural. I was like, all right, let me just go give Mural a shot. I was like, ooh. Man, that whole time I had that scrunched up face, like, damn.
It took me a minute to get to the next track.
Oh my God. And then I was thinking, okay, is the whole album gonna be like this? I was like, please rap like this for the whole album. But then I was like, I'm a defeatist. I'm like, there's no way in hell that this album's gonna be that good. I have to say, this is one of the best things I've heard. Well, I can't say this year because we're only in the third week, but this is this is the best mainstream hip hop album I've heard in years. No offense or anything. This shit kills J. Cole's album. This shit right here, I think this album's fucking fantastic. It's not good, it's not it's fucking fantastic. Lupe, where the fuck has this guy been for the past, 4 projects?
Yeah.
There wasn't a single song here that I didn't like. I liked every single song on this album. There were just certain parts that I thought were weird. So that banjo shit on Dots and Lines, it didn't make any sense and it didn't fit, and I don't understand why it was there. So I didn't really get that. Prisoner 1 and 2, I'll say again, it's not one song, so it's not really fair to say, well, it's a 9-minute song. Yeah, it's under the same number on the album, but it's clearly 2 songs. I like the Nicki Jean song. Lil Death was fucking dope. And so was No Scratches, like her hooks. And I liked the hooks on those songs. I liked the way Lupe was kind of like doing it with her on the hook. I thought it sounded really cool. Chopper was fucking just, it did get a little daunting because it was just 9 minutes of dudes just mad. But when my boy Trouble came on, I was like, God damn, this dude is so fucking dope. Trouble don't even sound like he's rapping. He just sounds like he's angry talking at somebody. I love that dude, man. But Deliver was definitely an amazing song. And even Ty Dolla $ign didn't bother me. until the very end of the song. I guess he was like ad-libbing or some shit, and he was like, so sad. The piece of man don't fuck with us no more. I was like, bro, no. And
I'm trying to give you that emotion, man. I'm trying to give you that emotion, Mike. You gotta will it. You gotta bring it in, man.
It didn't work. It didn't work. Did you see Lupe's tweet where he was like, what if I told you it's not pizza man, it's piece of man? So that gives you a whole different perspective on the track. And when I went back and listened to it, I was like, oh shit, like piece of man don't, what is it again?
Piece of man don't come here no more.
Piece of man don't come here no more. That's crazy. And that's the kind of shit that I'm talking about with this whole album. There's little weird shit like that throughout this whole album. Like, Lupe was not just like, oh, I'm putting together a rap album. Like, this shit, I think, is like, it's super artistic. And I haven't heard anything this good from Lupe since The Cool. This is easily, and I dare somebody to argue, this is easily the best thing he's done since The Cool. If you're gonna try and tell me that anything he's done since then is anything compared to this, I'm sorry, man, you're bugging. Like, there's not a bad song on here.
Did you hear the theory that, and I think it was on the Adoration of the Magi, that the hook was about where they're talking about the babies, we're talking about album covers. We was talking about the different album covers, like the guy looking up in the sky.
Why you ready to die? You just a baby.
Yeah, you just a baby.
Notorious B.
Yeah.
And what was the other one he said?
Yeah, it was Nirvana was one, Drake was one, Biggie was one, Nas
Drake,
was
when he
one.
said keep your head in the clouds.
Keep your head in the sky.
Yeah, in the sky or something. Okay. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I saw that out there too.
Well, I'll say my favorite track on here, which none of y'all really touched on except for his sax, but Body of Work was my favorite song on here. And especially once I read the lyrics, and maybe I'm reading it wrong, but I like how it seemed like he was, which isn't anything new to personify hip hop, but it seemed like he was taking hip hop and putting it into the body of a woman. But I liked how he was saying how this is a woman that we've been smuggling drugs through in her hoo-ha. But I thought it was interesting when you look at it, if the woman is hip hop and you're looking at it like we've been smuggling things that are harmful through hip hop for so long, and it's slowly killing hip hop, just like smuggling these drugs and this woman across the border is slowly killing the woman. Bruh, I don't know what to say.
I'm glad you like it.
Celebration, bitches. Lupe having to get off Atlantic.
This is definitely gonna be, I can't see this being knocked out of one of my favorite projects for 2015.
Honestly, I'm happy that you're getting off Atlantic. And, it seemed like that's what you wanted for a while. And if this is what's gonna come from that, then more power to you, bro. Cause this is the Lupe fiasco that I love. You know what I'm saying? And just keep making. I don't even know how to categorize your music. Just keep making the music you want to make, because obviously when you have full creative control, it's something special. And whenever somebody else puts their hand in it, you voice that and it just doesn't come out right. But just keep doing you, man, and stay independent, man. Fuck these labels, you don't need them.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what you do now that you are off of Atlantic. I think now that you have the ability and the freedom to do whatever you want, based on this album and your first two projects, I'm definitely excited to see what you do from here. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. It took me back to just how I felt when I was listening to The Cool, man. And like there was things you can listen to and pick out, and you're speaking on issues and stuff that's going on that that's relevant to now. And I think that that's important, and that you're using hip hop as a vehicle to kind of address that. And I think that this is where you are. This is you at your best when you're putting out albums and music, songs and albums like this. So keep it up, man. Keep it up. It's good to hear that that you're back, man.
Thanks for putting together a really, really great, well thought project. Everything. I don't mind the long songs, because the long songs on there was actually my favorite song. So yeah, I love the instrumentations in the seasons. I love the instrumental stuff. So I thought that was really cool, and how you kind of told a story just through those instrumentals. So which was cool as well. So I love it. Great project. Support it. Buy it. Keep up the great work, Lupe. Like Ken said, I hope this is the beginning of what's yet to come in your future projects. I know you're talented enough to come out with very thoughtful projects, so keep it up.
Okay. Hey, Lupe. It's Mike. And I just want to tell you, man, I've been hard on you, man. And the reason I've been hard on you is because I didn't think you were living up to your full potential. This is that one of the dad moments, you know what I'm saying? I'm putting my hand on your shoulder and I'm telling you, son, I'm proud of you. From the rhymes to the concepts to the instrumentation to the melodies to the hooks, it's very rare that sing-songy hooks don't bother me. And every hook on this album, every song on this album, I thought was just great. And you know, these guys are saying go independent. Nah, I would like to see you jump to another mainstream label, just because it's nice having someone making this kind of music in that realm. Because when you're taking people like this out of that, it's just leaving too much bullshit with mainstream. Like, you need people like this, you need people like J. Cole to put thoughtful albums in mainstream rap music. We have enough of this in indie rap. But I mean, if that's the route you want to go, do that. But all I'm saying is, this is an amazing album, and I really feel like this is the best you've sounded since The Cool. And the reason I did not fuck with a lot of your projects is because I knew he had this in him somewhere. I knew you had this in you somewhere, and I'm just glad, son, I'm glad you got it out. I'm proud of you, man. And I hope you continue to make me proud.
Make sure you go check out everything. The 2 singles that we done dropped for the joint mixtape. The third one's on the way. The first one is with Mike Hands and General Steel, called Frontline. The second joint that we dropped off the joint is called Sound of the City with Clear Soul Forces, Boog Brown, and produced by the legendary Black Milk. So make sure you go check that out. And we got more joints coming. We got more content coming. Check out the link in the description. We're dropping it on February 3rd. Make sure you go download that. Support your boys, man. It's a dope mixtape.
Go to the website, sign up for the newsletter to keep up with what we're doing. We just started sending them out last week. Sent out the first one, and I'm gonna put the links to, you know, videos that B and Mike do on their channel will be in there as well. So joint stuff and any stuff that we're doing. So sign up for the newsletter. We'll be shipping those out and kind of keep you up to date with what's going on with Dead End Hip Hop. Also go to the channel, man, and support what we're doing. You know, we're putting forth a lot of effort, time, and energy into this. And if you guys want more videos, man, head to youtube.com/Dead End Hip Hop and look over to the right. You'll see a fan funding section over there, and you know, support us, man. Give us whatever you got if you can. So appreciate the support. Keep subscribing, keep watching.